Trump acted like a loud and tacky drunk tourist who steps on others without realizing during his meetings with foreign allies, claims State Department official. Donald Trump acts like a drunk tourist who steps on others without realizing it when it comes to diplomacy, a State Department official has claimed after the president left a G7 summit in Italy, in which he frustrated leaders in attendance. Trump's performance in the last leg of his first international trip left other world leaders fuming with his stances on climate change, taxes and security. But it was his arrogance in threatening to oppose the Paris Agreement that was an abdication of American leadership, the official said. When it comes to diplomacy, President Trump is a drunk tourist, the State Department official told the Daily Beast. Loud and tacky, shoving his way around the dance floor. He steps on others without realizing it. It's ineffectual. The official, who has not been named, said that the United States should be out front when it comes to the Paris Agreement. 195 nations never agree on anything, so when they do, accepting the measure should be easy, the official said. The United States needs to be out front on this pact. 6 of the 7 G7 nations agreed to stick with their commitment to implement the 2015 Paris Agreement aimed at slowing global warming, but Trump said he needed more time to decide if the United States would abandon the accord. His administration has argued that U.S. emissions standards are tougher than those set by China, India and others, and therefore have put American businesses at a disadvantage. Near the end of the summit, he tweeted teasingly that he would make a decision on Paris next week, leaving delegations to scratch their heads about why he could not commit in Taormina. Italian Prime Minister Paolo Gentiloni, who chaired the meeting, said the other 6 won't change our position on climate change 1 millimeter. The US hasn't decided yet. I hope they decide in the right way. Gentiloni said climate was not a minor point and that he hoped the United States would decide soon and well because the Paris Accords need the contribution of the United States. I found him very willing to engage, very curious, with an ability and desire to ask questions and to learn from all his interlocutors, said Gentiloni, the G7 summit's host. German Chancellor Angela Merkel was more downbeat, calling the G7 climate talks very unsatisfactory. The G7 leaders meeting in Sicily vowed to fight protectionism, reiterating a commitment to keep our markets open, despite the Trump administration's talk of an America First policy and continued criticism of Germany for its huge trade surplus. They also agreed to step up pressure on North Korea, to forge closer cooperation in the fight against terrorism, and on the possibility of imposing more sanctions on Russia over its role in the conflict in Ukraine. The G7 summit came after Trump confounded hosts at NATO headquarters in Brussels earlier in the week. The appearance was described as a disaster by more than one European official. With the leaders of America's NATO partners standing like school children behind him, Trump upbraided them for not spending more on defense and repeated the charge that some members owed massive amounts of money from past years, even though allied contributions are voluntary. They also agreed to step up pressure on North Korea, to forge closer cooperation in the fight against terrorism, and on the possibility of imposing more sanctions on Russia over its role in the conflict in Ukraine. The G7 summit came after Trump confounded hosts at NATO headquarters in Brussels earlier in the week. The appearance was described as a disaster by more than one European official. With the leaders of America's NATO partners standing like school children behind him, Trump upbraided them for not spending more on defense and repeated the charge that some members owed massive amounts of money from past years, even though allied contributions are voluntary.